She does have fake boobs.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on with the breast implant illness. And now I also have friends who have had their tits done for 20 years. You know, they got it after the first kid. 15 years later, had another kid. 2 years later after that, had twins. And her tits are probably like 23, 24 years old now, and they still look great. So everybody's different.
That's true.
But more than not, I've had a lot of people who've had the breast implant illness, and they've had to have them removed, and we're retightening and getting rid of the scar tissue. I'm like so allergic to freaking everything. I would be that one. Thank God. I almost got like, when I burnt off all my boobs doing too much P90X when I was younger.
Jamal loves P90X even to this day.
It's great for guys. But or anybody who doesn't want to have tits.
Well, all the girls on there have no tits.
I figured that out afterwards. The German potato soup girl. She's like, stir this potato soup. But it's amazing for guys. It's a workout built for guys. Or, you know, not everybody wants big boobs. If you want tiny boobs, P90X is where you're at. But I lost mine, and I like them. So
they were like, no.
They
all are like this. They all look really great and are muscular, but none of them have boobs.
They're all very, you know, like a slender, more like masculine build. Which, you know, we like to build the curves here. No, you know, we were just talking about that. We have some girls who do have that ballerina shape. They like the abs. We help them. A lot of the things with them is helping them, like, grow their booty. And the biggest thing is, like, you know, helping people not be so obsessed with the scale.
The scale means nothing.
The scale literally means nothing.
I mean, it means something, but
it can be deceiving.
Are we live right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're live. So I've been doing, this is a lot of networking event season for me, which I love. The ADHD part of me loves that. But the autism part will, like, all of a sudden just shut down and die at a certain point. And if I overdo it without balancing heavy on my self-care, then I can totally burn myself out, get sick, and then not show up to certain things. So it is a delicate balance for sure.
I think it's a delicate balance for anyone.
Okay, yeah.
Because not everyone, right? Like, some people are more introverted, extroverted.
Yeah, introverts, you know, you can be an introvert and not be autistic. And that was, you know... And I think that for just straight autistic people, it might be harder than the people with the ADHD. I'll tell my ADHD to activate. We're talking to people. Activate.
ADHD activation.
But I've met her at networking events before when it was just the face was done. The face was done. Like the mask coming off. You can see it in some videos that I do too. Like the video that we did on the vibration plate the other day. I can't even look at my own. I can't even make eye contact with myself in the thing.
You're like, I am done.
Yeah, and we are done.
Which I think is just knowing yourself and being aware that you don't have to keep up the standards of what society tells you to.
Yeah, and always, like, checking in with my body. Like, I'll prepare for a heavy networking meeting, or, like, week, like, the week before.
And holidays are so busy in general.
Yes, so, you know, making sure I'm charging myself up, not trying to push myself too hard. So when I was younger, I would just be like, okay, well, I'll drink some more alcohol, and the alcohol will make me more social, but then I'll be, like, even more dead the next day. So...
alcohol is a social lubricant.
It is a social lubricant. And sometimes, like, the more autistic I'm feeling, I was like, I'll drink more alcohol, and then I'm dead, like, the next day. And I look older. The older you get, like, you don't look as young in the morning if you drink than when I was in my 20s, for sure.
Nothing looks as young as being actual 20.
I look way younger now than when I was in my 20s, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way younger.
I always looked like I was 18.
Huh?
I always looked super... When I was in my early 20s, I always looked like I was like 18 or 15. Like 18.
15?
Well, you do so much work on your face.
Yeah. But a lot of it was making the PCOS that kind of makes you look older when I looked a lot older even when I was like 16 or something like that. So getting that inflammation out and all of the stuff. Managing my stress load. That's the biggest thing over the years, you know.
Which is what, going back to networking, you have to, you can't take on every project either.
Yeah. You know, certain ones you gotta be like, okay, what are the... Well, we were just talking about that because you're planning a lot of your meetings, your networking events for next year, right?
Yeah, and like, which ones do I actually want to do and what will serve me?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I like to go to things before, like, actually getting, like, a booth places and just show up, and I meet a lot of cool people who are the actual business owners, just showing up. I'll do that with bridal shows a lot, too. I'll go with my friend. I'm like, who wants to pretend to be my wife and go to the bridal show? You can't sue boys because they get the wrong idea.
Feel like we're getting married.
No. No, don't take this the wrong way.
Which is the way to do it sometimes. Sometimes it's easier if you're wanting an event to actually just walk around and do it.
Yeah, and then you can like choose who to talk to and stuff like that. Even when I have done events before, when they've gone best for me, I have other people standing at the table, and then I go make friends with like all the other business owners. And that's usually been where I benefit the most. Yeah, when we went to a Halloween event when she was there, and I thought thought my social battery was going to be bigger than it was. And I'm like, okay, we're going to go say hi to the people we know, take a picture with Megan, and leave. So I was there for all of but we got what we needed. We just one picture. It was a very cute picture too.
It was. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to stay within your limits. I think we're always, especially people with neurodivergent, told they have to do things because that's what's is expected from society, but it's not true.
Yeah, and I've straight up, I've straight up left in the middle of a speaking event because I just could not with the energy. I don't know what this lady was barking about, but it felt like she was barking. It was something about how how she has it harder than everybody else and blah blah blah. I don't know, but I was I literally timing oh my god, would it be? How can I get out? It was just her frequency was da 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 da. I'm this is, I don't understand how this is supposed to be helpful, and I was too close. So it was right in front of the speakers and everything. So I did wait until she finally left, but oh my god, my skin was crawling for 15 minutes. I was trying not to be rude, and then I booked it out of there. I was I cannot with this.
That's wild. Not everyone should be a speaker.
I mean, I guess she connected with a lot of people or whatever, but I don't know how it was supposed to be a woman's empowerment thing, and you're just bitching about everything. I'm not feeling empowered. I'm feeling you're standing on a podium and trying to make us all feel sorry for you.
Well, the more, that's research. The more we take in negative, conversations and negative talk, the more we feel negative.
Yeah. And it was just straight negative, 9 out of 10 statements were negative and then 1 positive. But then I kept going. You know what I mean? So maybe balance that out. If there's a negative, I'd be oh, I went through this negative thing for our own mental health, energy healing coaching and stuff. I went through this negative thing, but this is what I learned from it, because we want to turn that negative into a positive. Otherwise, we're going to be attracting more of those negative experiences if we're still telling our body that that's what we got from it was negativity. But if you're turning it into something positive, what do we learn to put in our tool belt for next time that can protect us, help us avoid bad decisions? Then we turn it into something positive. But that was just, I was not having it. I was literally oh my gosh. I remember whatever wash I had, what had the time, had the hand on it. I think I was I only waited 6 more minutes. I was crawling out of my skin.
I can't do this.
I cannot. You gotta trust your vibes too, Also, I've had intuitions about places. I was gonna go to karaoke with some friends. It was gonna be a networking thing because there was a lot of clients and other people who wanted to be clients. But I just got so freaking tired. I just couldn't do it. And I was hey, love, I'll hang out with you another time. Social battery is beyond dead right now. And then the next morning I woke up to a text and she was girl, you were so right. There was almost a shootout and the cops got called. And so, trust your intuition with that kind of stuff too.
I have a giant knot on that side of my body.
Yeah, I can feel it.
No, it is. Gabor Mate's.
What?
Gabor Mate's. He's big in the trauma world.
Oh, Gabor Mate's?
Mate, Mate with apostrophe over S. He says there's 2 things we need for survival: autonomy and attachment. And so a lot of people cut off their intuitions in order to attach to others because that's what we need to survive as children.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah, let's talk more about that.
Right? So if you're a baby and you're getting the intuition that you shouldn't trust this person who's literally giving you a bottle of milk, right? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? You can't escape them, for one.
And they're feeding you.
And you need literal food to survive because you can't drive to Taco Bell. Why I should Taco Bell, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're at a party and you don't get food, you can always stop at Taco Bell on your way home. Or leave early, but you can't as a baby. So we have to shut off our gut reactions in order to have literal survival skills.
And then that's how a lot of people end up choosing partners that, might mimic the habits or patterns of abusive parents, right? Because that's what is there a terminology for that? That's what we've assigned love to look like, or?
It's learn behavior. a little bit, right? We like learn things. We learn how to be in relationships from our parents.
And then, so I know you guys do a lot of like different, how do you, what are some good strategies to like retrain the brain to make good choices after that?
First acknowledging things, but really tuning into your body and listening to what it's telling you, right?
Absolutely.
When you were at that karaoke thing, you're like, I'm exhausted. And so then you ask yourself, why am I exhausted? And you're like, I just don't want to go to this.
The why is so important. The why is so important. I learned that from like a quantum energy healing retreat down in Miami. And it just makes so much, when I'm going through like emotional experiences and trying to figure that out, it's easier for me to put it into like a logical way to like make better choices.
Oh yeah, we should all make better choices with different things.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, where I have like the little bracelets. We are going to be putting those on. My friend Miss Jane makes those, so we are going to be putting those on the YouTube, and they're all Reiki blessed, handmade.
The YouTube. Sorry. Yeah.
I know. I always say the Facebook, the YouTube, the Instagram.
I'm
an elder. I was born in the 1900s. Okay.
But yeah, right. Like you have to figure it out. Listen to your body. Do that kind of stuff. But it takes a lot of retraining. You can do EMDR to help with it. You can do internal family systems. You can do somatic work.
And also, like, you know, some people just don't understand, like, boundaries when it comes to, like, the emotional, you know, especially people who are naturally, like, 100% extroverts. So you just gotta, like, not feel bad, you know? Because sometimes they'll be trying to make you feel bad, maybe not from, like, a negative space, but it's still, when people do that, they're not respecting your boundaries, you know? So, like, I had a friend, dear friend, whatever, they were just probably a little bit drunk. They're like, come on, let's hang out. Like, I'm literally going to sleep. That's when that magical do not disturb button comes on.
You're like, and if you don't want to just...
No. Not block for the evening. That's the new do not disturb.
I like how you can mute people. I tell people that all the time. You can just mute certain conversations.
Okay. I love that you're drinking, having fun. I have to and my friend has an autistic child. You know what I mean? They have like a whole podcast about it. So I'm telling you, I'm like, look, I'm trying to conserve my social battery. If anybody should understand that, you should understand that. But it's okay. I'm sure you're having fun. I'll talk to you another time. Sleep mode. I'm not a bunny. I'm a cow. Move.
You are a cow today.
Move over.
But yeah, we have to recognize what our body needs and what we need, because usually something inside of us is telling us this is not for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we're going to networking events where you don't feel like this is right for us, you're not going to meet the people you want to actually connect with.
Yeah, and networking events are like really, a lot of times go really fast, so you don't want to get caught up in talking to somebody just because you're talking to them and you're scared to go talk to somebody else if that's not somebody who's interested, you know? There might be 500 people there and 11 people that are interested and would be grateful to be your clients. And if you get caught up trying to convince somebody who doesn't care what you have to say, you're going to waste your time, you know?
Yeah.
So let's talk about like nice ways to disengage from a conversation. Maybe we're in networking and, hey, say this person is super cool. We totally have coffee together, but like I'm here to like connect with people who are going to be potential clients, right?
You know, I say, let's catch up later. I need to go. I want to go see what else is here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right, because if you're networking, everyone's there to network.
Right. And I always like to, you know, get everybody's socials right away. So also sometimes you can be meeting like a ton of different people, right? And I don't remember what I talked to about whatever. And at this point now, sometimes I'll go without even having business cards. But if I like that person, I'm like, hey, let's take a picture together. So get a cute picture, text message it to them, be like, hi, you know, Sarah Coffee. We just made up a name. Hi, Sarah Coffee. It was so awesome to talk about yoga with you. You know, I'd love to hear more about like your hormone replacement business. Here's my website. Let's grab a coffee soon. Yeah. So then I'm sending them a picture. I know when I go back through all of my text messages and stuff, who this person is, what we've talked about. I can see a picture of them, because otherwise you're just putting a bunch of names. You're not going to, you know, for me, I'm not going to remember all that stuff. Some people do. My brain does not. And then you can just go through, you know, your text messages from that event, you know, 24 hours later, and then reconnect with everyone.
That's what I do.
Yeah, but business cards are also good. I actually found Megan she was not even at this fitness event, but they were giving out like gift bags with everybody who's part of the Beauty Boost cards and information in there. So I actually found a Pop-It and her card, And same thing, I talked to all like the business owners there. I wasn't doing the event, and I forgot. I didn't even remember. I was trying to remember, where was the Poppet station at? I don't remember if she was there or not, because I don't remember everybody that I talked to. But, you know, we hang out more than anybody who was actually at the event, actually, now. So business card's still good.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was just going to go to that event as a, like, participant. And that morning I was like, I'm just not feeling driving, one, to Greenwood, because it was far.
Yeah.
But two, like, I just don't feel like this is right for me at this precise moment.
And that's cool. Like, she was there, her energy was there without her even being present. It worked out.
It did.
So you never know what's like, you know, never underestimate planting the seeds. And you will go through phases in business too, where it's like planting time. A lot of times when you're busiest in business is planting time. A lot of times when you're busiest in business, you're not making the most money ever. A lot of times when you're busiest in business, you're probably spending a lot more money.
Yeah.
So never underestimate the power of planting seeds. And then just be authentically yourself, you know? Even if you're like super weird, the people that you're gonna attract, like I said, my favorite client, I showed up in a Tigger onesie. And she comes like every week.
She comes with you a lot.
Yeah, she comes, if she's in town, she comes to me like every week, and I love her. She's so sweet. I'm not a morning person, but she's just such an amazing soul and a great energy that, you know, it's easy for me to get up and see her early on Saturday mornings.
Ooh, that's rough.
I know. Yeah, you would think so, but like she's just so cool, and that's the time, so it's cool. She's usually here for like 3 hours, and
she gets everything done.
Yeah, we do all the things. But that's why she looks so good. I was thinking about her face when I went to my 20-year high school reunion, because she's about 10 years older than me. That's all I was thinking. I was like, damn. I'm going to use a fake name for her, but we'll just say Sarah, because it's the name I use. I'm like, wow.
Sarah Coffee is popular.
Sarah is looking like, she's like 10 years older than all my classmates, but she's looking 20 years younger than most of my classmates that aren't my client. My client, we be looking good. We showing out.
You're like, see us? You want to look like us?
Yes, book an appointment online. Especially we're all in our like late 30s, everybody who's I graduated high school with, so, you know, it's still relatively easy to reverse time pretty quickly at that age. It's just my people who will come in at 60 and 70 who've worshipped the sun for 40 years and they think I'm going to it's going to take me 3 to 6 sessions just to make your face not leather.
By the way, there's nothing you should hang out in the sun more often.
Huh?
I said not for your skin, but in general, vitamin D is so good for mental health.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm a big fan of like vitamin D and skin, but I just do this like afterwards.
No, do that.
I just do the skin tightening afterwards when I do like a long day in the sun.
Because we need the sun. Indian is chronically vitamin D.
Oh yeah, I've gotten vitamin D shots for years. I think I got one the first time that we had a green IV on the thing. My sister has I think not borderline. Yeah, borderline personality or whatever.
BPD.
Yeah, and then she's got tachycardia, so she can't take B vitamin shots. She can't drink coffee. She can't do a lot of those things. But she was down and out. Plus, she never goes. Her skin is like super fair and her hair is super dark. She doesn't see the sun at all. So then I took her for her birthday one year and got a vitamin D shot. And I swear, like, she must have been so deficient because she was like a brand new person for like the next 4 or 5 months. I think there's one place down the street from here, any lab tests now, and they'll actually test your vitamin D levels before giving you a shot.
That's smart.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to like do it every month or something, you might not need it, but...
Well, you can overdose on vitamin D.
Yeah, if I do it, it's usually maybe like 2-3 times a year or something like that. Now, Green IV has a test where they test your NAD levels. So I'm going to do that sometime in January. I'm excited to try that.
I don't even know what your NDA levels are.
So NAD is what a lot of the celebrities are getting, like the IV injections for. And it helps to like reverse the cellular aging of your cells. It helps with like mental clarity and focus. It helps to like get rid of trash out of your body. Like, I got the injection. It was super expensive. I had like a membership, and even with my membership, it was over $500. I think it was $800 without a membership.
Oh my God.
But I wanted to try it, and I had to sit there for like 2 hours And it was really cool. I think it would be beneficial for, like, if you're about to take, like, a licensing exam the next day or you're about to run a marathon. But it wore off after 72 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be paying $800, $500 every 72 hours.
Who has that kind of money?
Yeah. But now, I mean, this was many years ago. Now I have a supplement from Protandem, and I freaking love it. You can feel it within like 10, 15 minutes. I take the NAD every day. And then if I have to do computer stuff, I feel like it really helps with my brain. I'll take extra. And then I can do my administrative work without crying. It's a miracle.
That's a miracle.
So yeah, they have the first pill I took from it. I didn't notice any different. The pill was really pretty, but I felt nothing. So I was just like, maybe you got to get the injection. Then one of my friends gave me some from, I think it was just from Vitamin Shop. And she was like, this gives me too much energy. I was like, what? It's like, I took these before. I didn't feel anything. And those ones I could feel. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was like right in the middle of me switching software systems. So I was deep, heavy in the crying over admin stuff for like weeks.
Sounds like admin is not your favorite part of the job.
Mm-mm. Admin and taxes. My life would be perfect if I could get rid of those. If I could just think that stuff done.
If only we only had sales taxes.
Thank you, darling. We're not wearing any makeup today. It's a makeup-free day.
It's because you're a cow. Cows don't wear makeup.
Exactly. Move over. Cows don't wear makeup. They said my makeup looked good today.
That's good.
Thank you. That's just the skincare, darling. That's just the skincare.
Your grapeseed oil?
What did I put on today?
I have no idea.
I put on some kind of serum and some CBD oil. But we all are all about the oils. It's grapeseed mixed with CBD. Yeah, that is all. But that is always the goal here, is we want people to feel confident without wearing makeup. But there's nothing wrong with makeup either. We've got plenty of live streams where we talk about that. And people are like, you look better without makeup. You don't need makeup. I know. Thank you. But it's also fun. So we can do both. Today is the day. We can do what we want. We do what we want. But thank you, Nick. That's so sweet. So sweet. The skin is skinning today. We've been keeping up on our face sculpting and haven't been overdoing it with the parasite cleanse. That first one was, oh my gosh, I had like literal gremlin demons coming out on this whole right side of my forehead.
They're like, no more.
There's still a tiny one there. Let's see.
Are you showing them close up?
Yeah. We like to keep it honest over here. Keep it honest and realistic and authentic.
That's a good thing you do lives, because there's no filters. So
there's no filters on lives. So then you really know. And I've got videos of me like popping my own zits and stuff. Anytime my skin is messed up, I'm probably going to shoot a video because it isn't that often. And I want to like, first of all, show people that like, yes, even skincare professionals, estheticians get acne too. We just know how to get rid of it faster. Doesn't mean you get a license and then like all of a sudden like you never have acne again.
That's not how that works.
No, it's not how that works.
It's like mental health. You can mental health therapist.
I think like a lot of mental health therapists, because I've got my minor in psychology already. If I go get finish any kind of degree, and I know I went through a lot of psychology stuff to figure out what was wrong with my brain.
Yeah, doesn't mean they don't have bad mental health days.
And we're still always learning. We're still always learning and growing together. There's always layers to the onion, you know.
No one's really healed in one lifetime.
No, not even one lifetime. I like how you said that.
Unless you're Buddha and Jesus.
We don't know if they only did one.
I don't know either, but that's what I say. I say Buddha and Jesus, one in this lifetime that we know of.
Those are my homeboys. We kick it. Those are my homeboys. Okay, what else do we want to do to you today?
I have no idea. I don't know how my skin's doing. Well, I do, but not from the same perspective you have.
I want to do more of the lymphatic thing. Maybe we'll do the vacuum cupping with the lymphatic.
What's that?
Oh no, we'll do that next time because I can't bring that over all these cords. We'll do that next time.
What does it do? Just out of
similar to like the hydrofacial, but more lymph focused. But it's gentle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I have a video on here of me getting a hydrofacial at Hamilton Plastic Surgery Center.
The light is very bright now.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Also, I feel like, whenever I dress differently, you know what I mean? even when if I'm putting on business clothes, I have a bunch of admin to do, and I throw on a little bit of heel, for some reason, like that activates my brain to be like in work mode. Yeah. And when I first did networking events, I was trying to be like, I don't know, look extra smart and older, like grown. And I wear glasses and my hair in a bun and these little Louis Vuitton flats, and like nobody paid attention to me. And then my friend Andrew was like, hey, take your hair down and wear some heels. I'm like, that shouldn't make a difference. He's like, it doesn't matter if it should or shouldn't. It will. Just do it. And I literally like just sat at a chair at the bar at this networking thing, and I had a whole line of people waiting to talk to me. I'm like, what? What is this sorcery?
They've done research. How we dress can affect our mood and stuff. Like, if you're taking a test, you should dress up because they've done research. This has been a while since I've heard this. But, like, they've done research to show that taking a test in, like, nice clothes can actually raise it by, like, a point or two.
Wow, that's cool.
Just from nothing else other than your clothes.
I got so much done when I just put on a little heel the other day, and I got so much admin stuff done. And then the other thing is, like, which is crazy because when I was younger, I won all these awards for being, like, best library assistant of the year. So, and, like, you're filing stuff pretty much the whole time. But when it comes to filing my own paperwork...
You're like, no, I didn't realize you were using the little thingies.
I didn't want to do it.
Those tickles.
Make sure you take a breathe.
I can't move around with the flex on.
I know. It's helpful.
You're like, that's why I do it.
She's tied down to the table. She can't do anything.
I'm going to move those 1,000 times, so.
I know. It's like you remind me of Sam.
I don't understand.
Sam's been on the live stream before. He's one of my best friends from Miami. And anytime we do his neck, I'm like fighting him. Luckily, he's a little guy, so I can hold him down.
You're like that.
It's like, you're like 8 inches taller than me, and I think I outweigh you by like 10 pounds, bro. You ain't going nowhere. It's like, I've literally had him like in an arm bar with his leg, with his hand like this, and I'm like sculpting the other side. I'm like, bro, you can't get out. What are you gonna do?
He's like, I don't want to be here.
I was like, I literally brought this machine from freaking Indiana. Will you let me finish my art piece? Like, this is ridiculous. And then, like,
no, it tickles though.
During his birthday, then like from the front, he was looking real young because he let me do the face, but let me do the neck. And then from the neck, he was looking like he was 40 something. And I'm like, okay, do you want to only look young from one angle, or do you want to look young from all the angles while I'm here? And then I think one of my friends, Rhonda, she held him down while I did his neck the other time.
Okay.
Rhonda.
I think you created the flexor for no other reason than to just hold people down.
No, we created the flux because I was doing pre-med on a full ride scholarship. So I had to do all these extra classes, and all of them were hard. And I was like, I started getting chubby. I was like, oh my gosh. I was working at restaurants. So I was like, I don't have any time to work out. I was like, I need to invent a machine that can work me out for me, like, while I'm studying. And turns out we created it. We didn't even have to finish our studying. I was just like, I'm just going to hire, I've got the general idea. I can speak the Spanglish about the engineering. I'll just hire real engineers.
To do it.
Yeah, especially with me having, like, the dyslexia, dysnumbria, whatever. It usually stays pretty suppressed until I'm overworked. And then it's probably kicked back in maybe 3 or 4 times over the last almost 12 years I've been in business. There's been times where I've been doing like measurements on someone and say the measurement is like 24 and it's for a leg, and I kept writing 42.
Oh my God, they'd probably like start freaking out.
I'm like, and I had to scribble it out, and then again I wrote 42 and scribbled out, and I'm like, oh, that thing's kicking in again, 42. So then the next time I literally wrote the 4, had to take a moment and then stick the 2 in front of it.
You're like, I wrote the 4, now there's a 2. Where
does the 2 go now?
No. And it's okay when you're getting that tired, just take breaks.
Yeah, for sure. That's like a sign of that. And like you can start to notice like different parts of different energies or whatever of your body are like sending you warning signals, then like listen to them. Like I used to always just push through, push, and then I would get sick.
Yeah, but most people, like I was saying earlier, we have to shut off our body to survive, so.
Yeah, for sure. And that is a lot of times in business networking, you're in survival mode, especially in the beginning of having a business, unless you come from like a trust fund or something. A lot of that, a lot of times in business ownership is survival mode. Definitely when the pandemic happened, owning a spa, we was in survival mode. There's no way to not be in it. I think that's what triggered my COVID. Because usually if I'm not stressed, I don't get sick. But if I am stressed, then my immune system's down. That's when they can get me. Do you know about any studies like that? Like where, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty common. They, when I was in college, whenever my psych professors was telling us that, like, why most college students go home after finals and get sick.
Oh, yeah, the adrenaline finally wears off, and then, like...
Your body's like, okay.
Okay, time to restore.
And so our, like, hormones are all kind of out of sync. Like, our whatever hormones, our immune system and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I was so stressed in the beginning of this year about things business-wise that were, like, out of my control, having to, like, switch softwares and stuff. And when I finally, probably for, like, the first 4 or 5 months, when I finally got to a place to where, like, we were making progress and it wasn't just, like jumping through hoops on fire and stuff. And I finally had, like, a weekend that I got sick. And I know that was my body was like, okay, now she's got a chance. You know, so we can turn the survival off for, like, 2 or 3 days, make her sick so she sleeps.
Because you need sleep. Like, your body needs rest.
Absolutely.
Our brains have not caught up with tech advances. Like, evolution is not...
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, all, like, the AI and different stuff we're using. Yeah, just like my friend was asking...
Or, like, 24-hour... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But, like, 24-hour news cycles, our bodies aren't made for that.
What do you mean by that?
Because it's constant, like, oh, my God, there's a new threat in society.
Oh, yeah. Always new threats.
Versus, like, the bear's done chasing you so you can calm down. It hasn't caught up to that yet.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. And that's exactly how, like, the admin stuff was. Oh, the bear stopped chasing me. Make her sick. Make her lay down.
The bear is not really there.
There's no bear. The bear is inside your head.
That hurt.
Some more lotion. Some more lotion on the skin.
So, yeah. So, just acknowledging that. We're not made for... Or social media, we're not made to be constantly connected to people. To some degree. In that kind of sense.
Yeah, I definitely have to schedule in my self-care. And obviously, self-care here is a lot of, like, spa services and stuff. But sometimes I'll be so tired that, like, you know, I'll have intentions of doing, like, spa self-care that day. But by the time I get home, I'm checking with my body, okay, what is self-care today? Self-care today is, like, eating some soup and taking a bath and going to bed early. That's what my body's telling me versus my intentions at the beginning of the day.
And sometimes self-care is truly just cleaning your house. Which sounds...
Oh my gosh, no, that is that's like Sunday is like is the one day I will never take clients. Unless you pay me a lot. If you pay me a lot, then that can, you know, money also helps to recharge my body. But it's got to be a lot. Usually Sunday we just take off. I clean that day. You know, cleanliness is next to godliness. I do, like, you know, my everything shower. I work out. I usually, like, work out, you know, so I can get the energy out. Walk the dogs. Ignore my phone as much as possible. A lot of times on Saturday nights, I'll just, like, leave my phone downstairs.
Oh, at your house?
Yeah. I was like, I don't even want to feel the Facebook vibes through the do not contact mode or whatever. What is it mode? Do not disturb mode. Is it better?
Yeah. There's also, from whatever you put on my face before that, there was, like, one of the grains just stuck on the bottom of the thing, like, grinding into the...
Oh, getting into you.
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know. It's gone now.
Yeah, these are sugar. So this is sugar in the scrub.
I don't know what you put on me. My eyes are closed.
So it's sugar and charcoal and lemon. So sugar is a nice one, a nice exfoliant, because it's another thing that will melt into your skin. So any kind of mechanical exfoliants that I like to use here are things that will melt into your skin. So that's why we use the nano jojoba beads and the Ella Bardo polish. And then like a lot of the other custom ones that I mix are sugar. A really fun at-home one that's amazing, very gentle, and you can just stuff you can get at the grocery store is take a piece of pineapple. Oh, thanks for the 100. That's so sweet. I forget what I was saying. Oh, and a fun at-home one is to take a chunk of pineapple, fresh pineapple, and then dip it in sugar, and then just lightly You can go watch that video that I have on like which way to wash your face for lymphatic drainage. Just follow those pathways. And the pineapple has bromelain in it, which is an enzyme that's going to eat off dead skin cells. So that's what I have in my scrub. And then the sugar is going to be the mechanical exfoliant, which will also melt into your skin. And glycolic acid is made from sugar. So it's not going to be a glycolic acid, but it's going to help in a very gentle version of that. So yeah, pineapple chunks and sugar. And make sure it's like organic sugar that's not bleached.
I like raw cane sugar.
Yeah, like raw cane sugar. That's what you want. I don't know. Carl said, shut up. Or she said, shut up, Carl. We love Miss Bunny. I was thinking about you today, Miss Bunny, on my way to work. I was like, we have 2 live streams today. I hope Miss Bunny's available.
Does she show up a lot?
Yeah. She's from England.
Oh.
England.
Maybe someday she'll come over and do a live stream with you.
Yeah, we said like whenever we hit 100,000 followers, we're gonna have a yacht party. Miss Bunny has to come. We'll have a yacht party in Miami. So already manifesting it.
You're close, aren't you? I saw you're almost at 11,000.
Oh no, we just made 10.
Okay, well I just gave you an extra. I manifested you.
Yes, we are by the end of the weekend. 11.
Gave you an extra 11,000.
Yes. So when we hit 100,000, then that's when we'll have the yacht party. Yacht party in Miami. Yacht party in Miami.
When you lived in Miami, did you go to a lot of yacht parties?
I got paid to be on a lot of yachts. So the first time I lived there, I sold my art, and we lived at the Doubletree Grand. So there was a lot of charter fishing boats. One of our neighbors was Mark the Shark. He had an ESPN channel. So in Miami, it's called like an atmosphere model, where you're just hot and you hang out places and they pay you. So we did that a lot for our neighbors in the building. And then the second time I was there, we did a lot of spa services, energy healing, like sound healings and stuff on yachts, floating sound healings, doing face sculpting stuff on yachts, fluxing on yachts. So 2 different things. It was way easier to just like be the atmosphere model, but most of the time if I'm going on yachts, it's like having like a trade show or whatever, you know. Somebody's paying for me for whoever wants to get that done during the day. I'm a cool thing that not a lot of people know about, you know. And then usually, you know, a lot of the other ones would become like actual client, like long-term clients, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
so some of the people that I met at the yacht parties actually still fly up here from time to time. We had a couple of them that went to that fantasy fest that was in Key West, where most of the outfits are paint. And I had a few of my clients that I met on yacht parties and stuff that came to came up here to get hot, extra hot. They're already hot, extra hot before they run around naked for a week at Fantasy Fest.
Of course they did. It tickles so much.
I have a lot of videos from yachts because a lot of times it's like NDAs and stuff that you're signing, but I do have one video at a house with the yacht in the background. And we put like a weird filter on it so you like couldn't really tell
what was going on.
What was going on, yeah. That
makes sense then. Okay. I'm glad you don't work so long on the neck.
Just because it's you.
Really?
You or Sam. Like, and then I have another friend. She's one of my psychic attorney friends, Joan. Her and the neck were crazy. But we were working through like a lot of energy healing stuff. And after 3 or 4 years, she finally figured out like the trauma from her throat chakra was like from a bully that she had on the bus when she was 10. And then we did some energy healing, like some psychic stuff around it. And I'm like, he was bullying you because he had a crush on you. But it took her till she was 56 years old to finally realize what was clogging her throat chakra. And then after that, she'll let me do her neck for like 40 minutes. I think we did her neck for almost like a freaking hour after that. Because it was the first time she wasn't doing all like that. So you just got to figure out what's blocking your throat chakra. It's an energetic thing.
Are you sure? It feels like a pain thing.
Tickle thing.
Yeah.
Breathe. Breathe. You practice that Lamaze breathing.
Not praying.
Me neither.
To be fair, there is also a giant knot there right now.
I know. And then she was telling me, so this is something very important if you guys ever get hydrofacials, because a lot of the first couple times that we were doing this, she had a lot of congestion in the neck. It was stuck. And then she was telling me today she got a hydrofacial. It was the first time they did the neck. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because if you just stop here, everything, like one of my favorite things about the lymphatic or the
I think you should go like down this way, but yeah.
Yeah, but you got to get all in there. Everything from the face, if you don't spend just as much time on the neck, it's going to get stuck there. And I've done that to myself as well. Like we've talked about this before with the face sculpting, especially when I'm doing lives, because I don't often do my neck in décolletage because people freak out when I wear a spa wrap and somehow don't understand that that's closed. I don't know, we can have 4 inches of cleavage showing, not a problem. But if God forbid my shoulders show without a strap on it, and
what if you're wearing a tube top?
That's what they don't like. It's whatever. It can be like the tiniest strap, and then they don't bother. But like the spa wrap, the tube top, they freak out. I don't know why. It's so weird. But I've done that to myself before. I've done all this face sculpting and then didn't do enough of the neck, and then I've had to have my employees like move that out. So, and when you're washing your face, a lot of times, you know, even if it was any kind of percentage that wasn't 50-50, 60% time on your neck and 40% on the face. Neck is so important. And if you don't do that, then a lot of times you can develop like ear infections, sinus infections, all kinds of stuff. So just do it. And if you don't know how, I made a video about it on how to wash your face in a way that sculpts it and promotes lymphatic drainage. Megan's a therapist though.
What?
Miss Bunny says she's not a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm an energy healer. But Megan is a therapist, and she owns Attuned Wellness at Keystone at the Crossing, and she's got a lot of other therapists that work for her. So anytime Megan is on, you know, this is the time to come ask any of your therapy questions.
You just know a lot about the skin and energy healing.
Yeah. I'm skincare, body sculpting, energy healing. But a lot of the times we'll talk about, you know, there's, you know, energy healing and, you know, energy coaching, all of that kind of stuff. It's different than therapy. And a lot of times when I'm doing energy healing with people, one of the suggestions that their guides are telling them is to get into therapy, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times with energy healing, you're kind of just like helping people, you know, find all the other ways to help them. A lot of times that's other professionals, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, when you did a healing session, you introduced me to Portia.
Yeah, because different things will channel. You know, I write down like a little list on the Post-it notes as I'm, you know, and it'll be weird things sometimes that'll channel. We've never figured out I've done energy healing with her, and something about a sloth. It just popped into my head again. I don't know why, and sometimes like it always ends up being like, this is what the sloth was about or whatever, you know.
I have no idea what the sloth is.
Me neither, but it just popped into my head again. So it's something, if it just pops into my head again, there is something about a sloth. It doesn't pop into my head that many times. And usually if I'm like, it's weird, I won't even say it out loud during an energy healing session until it's popped into my head like 3 or 4 times. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is about. Something about a sloth though.
You're like, there's sloths.
Maybe it was telling you it was time to like slow down and just relax and be cute, like sloths.
Sloths are cute.
Sloths are cute.
Also, they're terrible parents, though.
Oh, really?
Have you not heard? Because they don't have so much energy. If their kid falls on the ground, they can only go down to the ground like once a week because they poop. They just let their kid die.
Shit.
Someone can fact check me on that, but I feel like I've heard that. And I don't know why I'd make that up.
Damn.
Well, because they can't, like, they don't have enough energy to save both of them, so.
I feel like a sloth sometimes. Sorry, you don't have enough energy for that.
Sorry you fell on the ground, child. Hope.
Good luck. Good luck. It'd just be easier for them to get pregnant again and hope that the other one doesn't fall.
There's a video I saw of someone, like, the baby fell off and someone picked it up for the mom because they won't come down, and the mom's so excited.
Aww. They just, like, as soon as it falls, they just accept the child's death.
Yeah.
Like, don't put any effort into it all.
They're like, well, this is life now. Sorry.
I'll watch you slowly die from the top of the tree.
Also, apparently this happens enough, like, evolution hasn't fixed this just issue.
Huh?
Evolution hasn't fixed the issue where babies don't fall.
How are they still alive? They was like they do not have, like, any kind of Darwin genes in their body.
Oh, that was weird. I moved my body and the flex is like, okay, we're going real intense now.
We're going with you. So yeah, when they're weird about the neck, I gotta trick them. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the eye. That's why their foreheads end up looking like freaking glass, at glass perfection, because I can only like sneak in like a few minutes of the neck at a time, and I have to fight them at the same time. Without my martial arts background, this would not be possible.
I don't mean to be difficult.
I know. It's like spasmatic. It is easier when they're hooked to the flux at the same time, because at least they're tied to the table.
Oh, no.
I'm like, we've got 11 more minutes to get to this net girl, guy. We doing it. We're doing it. She needs the squishes. We're going to get her some squish balls.
I did do well with the squishes.
You're the queen of the squishes. Those are the most fun squishes I've ever seen.
Oh, my little squishies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you saw the Halloween ones, too.
Yeah, I have one. I don't know where it's at, though. I need it.
I have extra.
Those are so fun. Those Halloween ones can be all year round.
That's true. I'll probably just add them into my collection of squishies.
Yeah, they definitely attract me like a fishing lure.
Those squishies attract everyone. What are these?
Exactly. We're gonna get her too. So I've had these forever too, for networking events. Squeeze me, not your face. Ella Bardo, and it's a wrinkly dog. Okay, so we're gonna give her one of these. So yeah, at networking events, a lot of times if I would go to morning ones, and I'm like young, for some reason a lot of the like BNIs and stuff like that, you know, they really only want to talk to like other insurance agents or people who do boring jobs. Like, I'm kind of out of place there in Indiana. Not in Miami. Miami, I'm super popular there because I'm the cool one. Or cool events that we go to. Like, you know, we met at the Beauty Boost. That's always fun. People are more open to that. But what I would ask people a question. What was I'm trying to remember what questions it was. And I'm like, who here wants to either look better or feel better? And then most people are like, and then you know have one or two people raising their hand. I'm like, yay, the only honest person in the room. And then I throw them the ball and they'd catch it. And then everybody would be like, fast objects near the head. And then they'd be paying attention to me.
You're like, I got it covered. So you can do your hands. It's a little vibration on my neck.
I know that we need it.
I know. I'm just letting you know. I do my best.
You do. You're getting better. You're gonna be better because now you've got two little puppy dogs to support animals in your hands.
Call it a day. I feel like when you do my hips, it's better than I am with my neck. What's weird? Oh my. I will fight you so. I'm crying out. I moved something on the flex. I moved one of the flex things on accident.
Is it hurting you?
It feels weird. It's like right there.
She's making excuses because she doesn't want you to do her neck.
No, it like fell out. It's like right there.
Let's see. Okay.
I told you.
Oh, these are both out.
I wasn't making things up.
I have had people do that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
I don't like the
Because they wanted me to stop. Is it okay?
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay.
I was like,
She wasn't faking. Yeah, if the flux pads fall out, it feels like it's like biting you or something. Moo. 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 Sometimes I'll wear this when like I know I have like a lot of moms coming in. If they have like 2 or 3 that are bringing the babies, they love it.
The kids?
They love the cow and the Tigger.
They're like, yes, please.
Yeah, my nephew's autistic, and
I lost one already.
He's got an orange cat named Cheeto. So my other sister had a Halloween party for kids, and I get out of the car and I'm like, we'll have to make up a fake name for him too. John Doe.
The fakest of me.
Right? I was like, I dressed up like Cheeto today. And he was like, oh, I love it. Thank you. But I had my head down. I just had like the face paint on. And then we were in the house later on and I put the hat on. And he was like, that's not Cheeto. That's Tigger. And I'm like, no, it's Cheeto. He's like, no, it's not.
It is technically Tigger. He's not wrong. But Tigger, isn't Orange Cat's orange and Tigger have black stripes?
True. Yeah, true. But he was going along with the Cheeto thing for a minute. And then he saw that and he's like, nope. The autism's strong in that one. He's like, not true. Not facts.
Okay. Ooh. I got it. I did.
Other side?
Sure. I did a lot on that side. I let you do a lot.
You did. You did. Proud of you. Breathe, breathe. Breathe. In and out. In and out. So, hi, Jake Johnson. Yeah, we are using frequency-specific microcurrent. So, regular microcurrent is going to increase collagen by 22%, elastin by 48%, which is actually what keeps the skin from looking loose. Doubles the length of the elastin fibers and increases ATP production by 500%, which is what our cells use as cellular currency. So, the full word for that is adenosine triphosphate. So, the older we get, the less of that we make, and that's when we start to look and feel old. So it's good to recharge that. It's also assisting with lymphatic drainage and circulation. So yeah, with this, the frequency is doing all the work, so we don't have to go very deep. Great question.
You pay people to ask those questions.
I didn't pay him to ask that question, but it was a great question. He said, I'm just asking you, why does this help? She's rubbing the same area for 20 minutes. If she was actually applying any pressure, the skin would be very red and tender by now. That was a great question, Jake. We like those questions.
Also, I'm fighting you.
And she's fighting me. But you can see a lot of the videos that I've done of myself, and that's such a common question because I do go harder on myself than I will on my clients. And people always ask me, like, why is my skin red? And for the longest time, I was like, do you guys not know that, like, I'm white? And when white people, like, you rub on your skin, it turns red. But then after a couple months, I was like, oh, wait, there's all kinds of things that you can do in aesthetics. Like, literally have microneedled my face on here before that can make it red.
Do you microneedle other people?
Hmm?
Do you do microneedling?
Not really. We'll do, like, micro-channeling. We often don't need it. I did it because I had that big scar on my forehead from that wearing cheap costume jewelry. So I don't like to do anything abrasive if we can get the results gently without it. And you could just go about your day, not have times off. But I did mix that with the microcurrent.
Okay. I tried,
We're
really.
so close. You got 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes. You're doing good.
You have 4 minutes.
You did. I have 4 minutes. Okay. Fair enough.
Teasing.
Fair enough. You did good.
I tried really hard.
You did. Yeah, something about that neck. The neck and then the cellulite spots. Both of those two, I feel like it is a sensitivity that's connected to, like, trauma. There's a lot of trauma stored in the hips. But cellulite does hurt. Like, I can literally just, like you were saying, Jake, just go, like, so light over a cellulite, and it feels like a deep stabbing. Like, the frequency really gets to it. But then you know it's working, and then, like, you just... Then eventually, once that stops, then I can go a little deeper, and then it won't feel like any... You'll be like, oh, that feels nice. But it's crazy. The frequency is absolute magic.
I feel like I did not have this much trouble when you did my hips. And that was a lot bigger of an area.
Well, you know, you being a therapist, we've talked about this before, you know...
Things get stuck in the throat.
Things get stuck in the throat, because there's so many times that you, like, as, you know, as a... I always call it, like, big sister mode when I'm doing energy healing, and I really got to stay, it's, you know... It is coming from a place of ego, of coming from a place of protection, and coming from a place that maybe of our own trauma that's come from our experiences with our friends or ourselves. And it's very important as an energy healer or a therapist to Make sure that we're seeing with clear eyes and not through lenses that are blurry or discolored or something like that. So sometimes I know there is like an urge to tell somebody something, but I'm like, okay, is this coming from my ego? Is this coming from spirit? You know what I mean? And then also, you know, sometimes I'd be saying something, the first thing that'll come to my head, I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking dumb. That's not how you talk to clients. So then you got to throw it through a couple filters. And usually that filter ends up being, okay, what question can I ask them that's going to help them come to this realization that they have come to already? Otherwise, it wouldn't be triggered to like say that. You know, they're just not sealing it in. You know, same thing with like people who manage people who have a lot of kids. You know, I feel like when we have to run it through those filters, it can build up a lot of tension both in our face and our neck. So that just means that our face and our neck need a lot more TLC. Does your brain work like that? It like runs through filters, or have you done it enough to where what's coming out of your mouth is already filtered?
Sometimes yes. Sometimes I'm like, where is this thing that's wanting to come out coming from? Is it helpful, or is it just me wanting to say this to say this?
I love that. Is it helpful? Because that's a lot of things. Sometimes we'll see things when we're doing psychic stuff, and just because I'm seeing what's going on, it doesn't mean that like me seeing their past trauma, bringing that up is going to be helpful in this situation. You know, sometimes it's good just to not even let them know that you know that or see that. You know what I mean? But I'll ask questions. Okay, I'm feeling like something happened from, you know, I'm feeling like this stuck energy is probably somewhere from your childhood. You know, I would definitely do some journaling, talk to your therapist about that, unless anything's popping into your head right now. You know what I mean? But a lot of energy healing is discovering stuff. You're like, oh, well, that's where that came from, so that you can take that information and then work through it with your therapist, right? Same thing if somebody's coming in and they've got like oh, that looks like, you know, precancerous. You should probably go show that thing to a dermatologist.
Yeah, because you can't diagnose cancer.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, that looks like it could be this, you know, you should probably go talk to a doctor about it, you know, and a lot of that with energy healing. It's cool where we can bring up and find something from a past life, but a lot of times if it's been suppressed that long, the longer it's been suppressed and like causing you like physical problems, energetic problems, the more you need to work through that with a trained therapist that can help guide you in a safe way, you know, because a lot of times energy healing can be, you know, it's a catalyst, and it can be like very, like quickly transformative, right? And not all things are best solved quickly. Does that make sense? And there's certain things where like, hey, we're bringing this. If you want to solve this is something that if you want to solve it as quickly as possible, you're going to get in with a therapist as quickly as possible, because two different realms, but they work so well together, you know? Okay. I have a lot of clients that'll come see me, and then they take their little notes, they bring their little notebooks, and clients that are online too, and then they take that to the therapist, and like, you know, we're all working together. It's like I give them the homework, they take the homework to the therapist, and the therapist helps them work through the homework.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And it's important to just be like, hey, you know, this is the limit of where I can help you. Now you go here. You know?
This is what I can do. This is what someone else can do.
And a lot of people don't know exactly, you know, if they're coming for energy healing, you know, I'm so grateful that after 2020 that the stigma on mental health and, you know, why it's important for all of us to, you know, invest in that with our, you know, time and our energy has kind of fallen away a little bit. Have you felt that? Like after 2020, is it easier? Yeah. People are less scared to talk about it. People are more open about it.
I think so. I think also one of the advantages of social media is more people are willing to talk about it in like online forums.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of people who like try to give themselves therapy through the chat, which we love that you're open to that. But definitely
go see a professional.
You know, go see a professional. It doesn't have to be Megan or her team at Attuned Wellness. She is licensed in both Indiana and Florida.
Like you.
Just like me. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so meant to be. The more we get to know each other, I'm like, wow. How was it just now we're crossing paths?
Because things happen when they happen.
Divine timing. Also, cutting icky people out of your life. Cutting people who are bad for your energy anytime. So every like spring and fall, I go through and be like, you know, who am I feeling the good vibes with? Who can I learn, grow, and glow with? You know, and has anybody been like toxic in my energy, then they gotta go. Everybody can have like one bad season, right? But if it's 2 bad seasons, you know, you got to send them on their way with light and love and be open to the people who can glow and grow with you. And then maybe they'll fix themselves up and you guys can match at another time when you learn, grow, and glow. But if you're letting people take up space who are toxic or not helpful or like slowing you down, then you're blocking space for somebody who can learn, grow, and glow with you. You know, so that's another thing that I feel like helps me with, you know, certain people, like, you know, from your childhood or whatever, and you want them to be friends and you want to see the best parts of them, but you're kind of ignoring maybe like the jealous parts of them or how they can be sabotaging things. So to just once again take like an emotional issue and look at it from like a logical this, that, the yes, no charts, you know what I mean? The benefits versus rewards. Do you have any other little...
I think if you're in tune with yourself, which is hard to do, it naturally just kind of happens. The more you grow, the more...
What if somebody's just now getting into it? They're still in the process of learning to be into.
Oh, I think it like naturally just kind of happens too. Because I think this is a weird comparison, but like if you're in early stage recovery, you lose a lot of people because you're no longer drinking with them.
Oh yeah.
And so like when you just stop doing things that are toxic for you, some of those friendships just naturally fall away.
It's nice when they naturally do, but then also like, you know, be mindful of like how you're feeling, or if there's people trying to like, you know, when you're having boundaries, if people want to try to like test your boundaries, you know, you can put people in like a timeout, you know.
You go timeout. You come back when you're better.
Yeah, exactly. I've had lots of friends. I'm like, okay, you're on friend probation for 90 days. And then also like when you're serious about it and you stick to your boundaries, when people do come back and they're ready to be in your life, they're not going to try to push and test your boundaries, you know.
No.
A lot of times they've just grown up that way. They're just like, hey, whatever. Maybe they're naturally salespeople, you know. Whatever the reason is, but you train people how to treat you. And they're either going to come correct and come with respect, or they're going to go somewhere else. That's the only options. Period.
Yes.
Period.
So you will. And as you learn boundaries, you just naturally realize some people have terrible boundaries, and you're like, ooh, you just learn.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, the
it's
best
like practice.
It is.
It's just like working out. You know, we got to work out spiritually. We got to work out our brain to help prevent Alzheimer's and all that kind of stuff. Now, just working out our brain is not the only thing that's going to prevent Alzheimer's. You know, there's also like certain like environmental things, genetic things that can happen with that. But, you know, there are a lot of studies on the more things that we learn, especially the older that we get, the more neural pathways that we create, the less likely you are able to.
That's why you should do word crosses. I'm not kidding.
Word cross?
I think I've heard like what is it called? Crossword puzzles. Like helps with stave off dementia.
Oh, that makes sense. Like a lot of older people watch like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. That makes sense too.
Yeah.
Move over. All right, guys, we've had so much fun with you. Love you so much. We'll probably see you again next week. If you have anything specific you would like us to talk about when it comes to mental health, definitely like leave us a message or whatever. And you know, we always have like a general thing that we're going to talk about, but we'll talk about all the things. So
we're just going past.
We just go, you know, it's very a flow. But yeah, if there's like anything you would like us to flow on about that can help you or people that you love and care about, let us know. And I don't know what else. All I saw was Miss Bunny say, Cashmere, stop popping them up your basket. Okay, on that note, I love you so much. I'm going to flux myself. We need privacy for that one. And then I'm going to get ready for my nighttime parties. And I think we're going to live stream from my house. My friend Levi is coming over. We're going to do some tarot cards for them and play with the dogs. I'm going to get ready. I was going to be Poison Ivy, but I'm like, that's so basic. And then one of my best friends is having a party tomorrow. She's going to be Poison Ivy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a carnivorous plant.
There you go.
I got some bright flowers from my old spa space we're going to put on me. And then it'll be like poison ivy, but flowers and like blood. And then I'm just going to keep adding more blood throughout the party.
That's dedication.
And then I'm going to disappear. We love that Irish goodbye. Oh, yeah. That's a great thing to end on when we were talking about networking.
Sometimes you can just disappear.
And neurodivergence, you know. And you don't have to say bye to everybody either. You know, like when I was having a great, amazing conversation with the networking event the other day, but I could just feel like the hissing in my head. and just like shutting down, like urgent, get in the car, stop talking to people. So, you know, I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, let's definitely have brunch. I want to come check out your space. Here's my number. Here's your number. I got to go to this next thing. So then I went and got my strategic picture with the person who was running the event. Like when I went to saw her last time, I was like, okay, we're doing one lap, we're taking a cute picture, and then, you know, that's good. But sometimes if you're just like overwhelmed, say the person that's running the party or whatever, they're busy, they're having a good time, you don't have to say bye. Just leave. I think I've seen like something like people who do Irish goodbyes like add another like 12 days or 47 days to their life by not just like waiting to say goodbye. So, you know, nothing wrong with that.
No, and sometimes that's all you can do.
Right. I can barely do that. Bye.
Yeah.
Especially when my mask starts to melt off like this. It's just better if people remember me when my mask was on and my face was cute.
You're like,
I'm like death stare. I'm like, I have to go. Anyway, I have to go. Love you guys. And I'll see you, you know, here in a little bit. If you want to come get ready with me while I turn myself into a carnivorous flower.
Bye.
Bye.
I will not be there.